Welcome back to MustacheMoto. It's Ben. Today I'm going to show you how to back up the files from your action camera without using a computer. I've been a photographer for 30 years, and one thing I've learned is the importance of backing up your files. You never want to leave your images, your videos in just one place. That's a recipe for disaster. You know, you could lose your camera, you could accidentally delete the files, you could format your card, you could have it stolen, have the files the disk corrupt. Any of those things happen, you're going to lose all your work. And if you're on a multi-day trip, that's that much worse. Even on, vacation, travel, even if it's just family photos, you want to back them up every night. That way you're protected. So, on a long trip, no big deal. I've got my computer. At night, I just download all the cards onto an SSD and I'm done. How do I do that if I don't want to bring my computer? Sometimes I want to travel light. I might be riding rough roads, being off-road for a couple of days, and the possibility of my computer getting bounced around isn't a good idea. Not for me. Could destroy the thing. So I want to be able to do it in a lighter, easier, smaller way. Still protect myself, but not carry all that stuff with me in the computer. How do I do that? So I figured it out, and really all you need, the only extra equipment you need, is a powered USB-C hub. So this is an Anker brand. I'll link it below. I tested a few of them, and this was by far the fastest. I mean, the transfers were blazing with this. The important thing, though, is a powered USB-C hub. It's got to have power delivery. So my phone, it's an iPhone. It's got a USB-C port on it. You can do this with a phone with a lightning port, but you just need an adapter for USB-C. How do we do this? All right, so take the micro SD card out of your camera. This has a built-in micro SD slot, a reader, but I found that it's about half the speed of using this little $20 Lexar external reader. So I'm going to use this. I like to speed things up so I'm not sitting around camp wasting time. Plug that in. I'm going to plug that in here. We're going to use SSD here. I use Crucial. It's got an adapter for USB-A. And then you have to put power into the power delivery socket. So you can do that. I'm going to do it with a little power bank, but you could also use your cigarette lighter adapter in your car. You could use your wall plug if you're somewhere that has that, whatever you charge your phone with. The motorcycle has a port on it. So however you want to get power in there is fine. Then I'm going to plug that into the phone. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this down. We're going to go to Files. And we're on Browse. And you can see here we've got the SD card. That's where the photos are. And then the Ben Gray is my SSD. We're going to go to the card. Go to the folder with the files in it. You're going to see I've got some extra files in there. The WAV files, my camera is set up to record an extra audio file with the internal mic, so you may not have that, but you will have your regular video file and an LRV or an LRF. That's a low resolution video file. That's for when you're using the app on the phone. You don't need to save that. It's just a duplicate, a low res duplicate of your main file. So you just want to copy all that day's take onto the SSD. What you're going to do, hit the triple dots there and click select. You could do a whole folder if you wanted to, if that works in your workflow. I'm going to do individual files, and just for expediency, we're just going to pick one, but you can do as many as you want. I'm just going to pick one. It's about 5 gigs. It's a little bit smaller, just for an example. You click the folder at the bottom, and then we're going to tell it where we want it. See, that's Ben Gray. That's on the SSD. Ben Gray. Let's make a new folder. You can use the dots. We're just going to leave it untitled folder 3. I'm going to click copy. So there's a little timer thing here. You can see it going, and it's going to be less than 30 seconds, or about 30 seconds for 5 gigs. So 10 gigabytes a second. I'm pretty consistent at that speed, which is phenomenal. It's about as fast as my computer is, honestly. If you go through the internal card reader on the Anker hub, it's about 5 gigabytes, I think it is. per minute, so it's half the speed. No big deal, but oh, it's already done. Look, I didn't even hear it bing. So flying. When you're done, you don't have to eject or anything. You can just pull that out, or you can pop your disk out and put a new disk in, copy all the rest of your files. So you've now got a full backup on your SSD. What I do is I then leave the files on my micro SD card. I don't delete that. That way I've got all the files on the SSD, and then I've got another copy on the cameras in case something happens to the SSD. Two copies of the files. Always want to have that. Let's see. One thing I want to mention too is not all USB cables are created equal. Some are just for charging, and they've got super slow transfer speeds. You want to make sure you've got a good data transfer cable. That's going to make it fast. And even if you've got a good cable, sometimes they go bad. I had one go bad yesterday, and it dropped to about 1/10 of the speed. You know, it was taking me 10 minutes to copy 10 gigabytes, and I was pulling my hair out trying to figure it out. It turned out the cable had just gone bad. So if you've got slow transfers, you may want to check that. That could be it. You also want to close all the apps that are running on your phone. I've found that if you've got a bunch of stuff running, that can really slow it down. So just shut everything down, zip it along, you'll be done real quick. All right, I think that's it. If you know how to do this on an Android, I tried, and for some reason it would only see one hard drive or one disk. I couldn't see both. If you know how to do it, go ahead and put a comment below so you can share it with everybody else. And maybe I'll make a video on that if I can get it figured out. And then I'll link the hub and the card reader below in case you want to buy it through there. All right, get out there and ride.